nurture, and growth. These days, we can observe the lives and circumstances that the current generation is growing up in our society. We learned via the newspapers that some pupils attempted to harm their teacher after she rebuked them for their misconduct. In a different instance, some pupils entirely robbed their classroom on the last day of classes. The lives of youngsters in this modern society are getting stranger by the day. Children's lives have improved greatly since parents and instructors used to discipline them. However, even if today's youth are aware of the right route, they choose not to follow it without considering the consequences. They are living their lives in accordance with their own preferences. As a result, the current generation is leading a very miserable life. The Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 19 verse 14, Jesus says, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Also, in the Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 18 verse 3, he says, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." Thus, it is evident that little children are gullible, children are always good-hearted, children always behave well, children are truthful at all times, and God is calling us to live like children today. But the scenario is entirely reversed if you look at the children of present generation. Their future is now quite uncertain. In this video, let's see about what we can do to improve the lives of the kids of the present generation. The Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 2 verse 52 says, "And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man." Childhood is the foundation of how a child's future is going to be. Thus, the childhood life should be stable. Only if the foundation of a house is solid, the roof of a house can be properly constructed. Similarly, in a human life, the growing season should be a great foundation. Since Jesus Christ was developed in every manner, it is extremely important to consider his nurture and growth. Let's examine in detail about how his growth was and how his parents nurtured him to be. First, serving as an example of nurture. The Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 2 verse 41 and verse 42 says, "Every year Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover. When he was 12 years old, they went up to the festival according to the custom. Every year, to celebrate the Passover, all Jews traveled to Jerusalem. It was among the most significant events of their lives. They traveled to Jerusalem for the Passover celebration, regardless of where they are in the world. In the same way, Mary and Joseph traveled to Jerusalem along with child Jesus. Look at how Jesus Christ was raised by Mary and Joseph. A child's life will improve if it is taken to the church from the childhood itself. We can't deny that school education is a must in a child's life, but the Holy Bible teaches us to lead a better life in the society, and we can learn about in depth when we go to the church. Thus, when a child's foundation in church is firm, the child grows into a better person in the future. Mary and Joseph were aware of this, which is why they always took Jesus to church. Nowadays, parents take their children to special classes on Sundays and do not attend church. Some parents are sending their children to tuition on Sundays, claiming that they are in grades 10 and 12. Some people avoid coming to churches for personal reasons. Those individuals must set Mary and Joseph as examples of how to raise their children. The book of 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 22 says, Hannah did not go. She said to her husband, After the boy is weaned, I will take him and present him before the Lord, and he will live there always. Hannah received her son Samuel from God. We can see that she brought her infant to the presence of the Lord, believing that if he grows up in the presence of the Lord, he will become a better man. The book of Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6 says, Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. And the book of Proverbs chapter 23 verse 13 and 14 says, Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with the rod, they will not die. Punish them with the rod and save them from death. When children misbehave, if we make them understand that it is wrong, discipline them, lead them towards the right way, and encourage them to go to church on a regular basis, there is no doubt that our actions are leading them to salvation. Second, serving as an example of growth. The Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 2 verse 51 says, Then he went down to Nazareth with them and was obedient to them. There were times when children obeyed their parents, but that's not the case when it comes to the present generation. Today's children are ruining their lives just by disobedience. They are denying whatever their parents say and are doing the exact opposite of whatever told with immense joy and pleasure. They are completely unaware of the upcoming danger. In the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2, we can see about Eli, who reared Samuel and also Eli's own children. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 26 says, And the boy Samuel continued to grow in stature and in favor with the Lord and with people. But about Eli's children, 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 23 says, Why do you do such things? I hear from all the people about these wicked deeds of yours. And 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 25 says, His sons, however, did not listen to their father's rebuke, for it was the Lord's will to put them to death. Eli's sons were mentioned as scoundrels in the Bible. What should the growing up experience look like? To be obedient children who love the Lord and their parents. In this evil world, we have no idea when or what will happen. It is very important to nurture our children well in this world. Only then, as Jesus Christ did, our children will grow in wisdom and stature as well as in favor with God and men. May the Lord Himself help us. Amen.